Last Sunday morning, there was a segment on Sunrise about solar and batteries. Now, while I'm normally really happy when the media covers solar, in this instance, I was really saddened. I'm a bit angry. Anyone watching that segment could have easily come away with three mistaken impressions. Number one, that batteries on your home will pay for themselves. Number two, that putting batteries on your home will reduce the CO2 footprint of your home. And number three, that solar needs batteries to be worthwhile. All three of these statements are absolutely not true, and I'm going to tell you why. At the beginning of the segment, the Sunrise producers cheerfully looked into the camera and said,
"What if you could spend less than $1 a day on all your household power?"
It's the latest trend in renewable energy, with some households saving thousands of dollars every year. And it's all thanks to one small battery.
The small battery they're referring to is the 100-kilogram Tesla Powerwall. Now, they also talked to a hairdresser, and when they asked him how much he paid to get his Powerwall installed, he said,
roughly around about $14,000.
So $14,000 would have been the price that you pay for a Powerwall with solar panels. If you want to get the battery on its own retrofitted, the cheapest I've seen that available is $10,000. For the Tesla Powerwall, it works out at about 50 cents to store 1 kilowatt hour of electricity. The current cost of grid electricity in Australia is about 30 cents. If you buy a Tesla Powerwall, you are spending 50 cents a kilowatt hour to save 24 cents a kilowatt hour. Financially, it doesn't make sense. Now, let me please not give you the impression that I'm anti-battery. I am not. Batteries are going to be amazing. They're going to help integrate solar into the grid. But right now, from an economic point of view, they do not pay for themselves anywhere in Australia. So for Sunrise to say that you can save money by buying batteries is patently false. Let's talk about point two. Now, Sunrise also said explicitly that adding batteries to your home reduces the carbon footprint of your home. Let's have a look.
When you put solar in your home, you're halving approximately the amount of energy that you're taking from the grid.
Yes.
With the advent of batteries, you can almost completely go carbon neutral in the sense of the energy used
all
for your
coming from your
household.
rooftop.
Exactly.
Adding batteries to your home right now does not reduce the carbon footprint of your home. You are not helping the environment. And I'm a greenie, okay? I'm totally committed to reducing CO2 emissions, but adding batteries to your home increases the CO2 emissions of your home. Okay, I'll quickly illustrate why. People think, like these guys on Sunrise, including Solar Citizens, and I've got a lot of time for Solar Citizens, but you know, they're not correct on this, that because you store your solar power and you can use solar power at night instead of the grid, you're using less grid energy, so you're reducing your emissions, saving the environment. Here's the thing, every time you put a kilowatt hour into your battery, that's 1 kilowatt hour less you're putting into the grid. When you put a kilowatt hour into the grid, you're directly offsetting fossil fuel powered electricity and saving emissions. When you put it into your battery, you're doing the same. So at best, there's no environmental benefit by storing it in your battery and then using it at night. Because what you're giving with one hand, you're taking away with the other because you're exporting less to the grid. Now, batteries are not 100% efficient. They're between 82 and 93% efficient. So you're actually losing, around, let's say 10% of your energy every time you put it through the battery. So you're actually making less of an impact on emissions. And more to the point, let's not forget that batteries are made in factories. They're made from mined minerals like lithium. So there's a carbon footprint associated with the battery. So you've also got to offset that. So in the future, when batteries are needed to integrate more renewable energy into the grid, and you won't be able to put any more renewable energy onto the grid without batteries, then batteries will help the environment. If you're off-grid, batteries can help the environment. But if you're adding batteries to a grid-connected home, you are increasing the emissions of a home, not reducing them. Let's get that straight, please. Now, the third thing that you would have come away, many people I think would have come away from that segment thinking, is that solar without batteries is not worthwhile. And the most common reason for not getting solar right now is because people are waiting for batteries to be affordable. They're putting off the solar until batteries are more affordable. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4 years away. So that's hurting the environment because they're using emissions intensive grid energy. It's hurting the solar industry. The solar industry is really hurting because people are putting off solar because of all the mainstream misinformation about batteries. Okay, so the last thing on this segment that I've got to say is probably maybe hurting the solar industry more than anything else is when Reese, you know, top guy, don't get me wrong, but Reese, when you said this.
For people who want to put solar on now, I put it on this year. You pay about $3,000 for a system that completely electrify your house, and if you get batteries on top, then you become, you know, 100% independent of the energy system.
Please, Reese, be careful. You've just anchored the price of a solar system that powers the average Aussie home at $3,000. For $3,000, you can either get a really, really low quality 5 kilowatt system that is unlikely to last very long at all, or you can get a good quality 1.5 kilowatt system. A 1.5 kilowatt system will not completely electrify the average Aussie home. The average Aussie home generally needs about 5 kilowatts. A good quality 5 kilowatt system is about $8,000. Well, between 6 and 9, depending on, you know, the range of components that you choose. Okay, rant over. That's all I've got to say. Sunrise, please be more careful when you're talking about stuff. I know you probably go for ratings over facts, but please, just, if you want to talk to an installer, I've got 200 on my books. I can get one to talk to you. They're on the tools every day. They can, you know, give you really good detailed technical information and the truth about solar, the truth about batteries. If you want to talk to me, I'm happy to help you too. But please, next time you talk about solar, be careful about the facts. They're really important. And it's great that you're getting enthusiastic about solar, but you can harm the solar industry.